I am here at the Lowe's on a special mission. A mission to fix something for my mom. This came out of a snowman's butt. And there's a bright light with a spinning wheel on top of it. It does different colors, and there's fiber optics that sit here. This, from the heat from a halogen bulb, has deteriorated and it's really easy to chip away at. So, trying to find something to fix that. There's a lot of options to choose from. So it took me a while, but this is what I came up with. This is a 4x3 reducer, and this is a snap-in drain cap. What I wanted was something that replaces this top and replaces this bottom. I'll epoxy these together and then make the hole in the top of this for the fiber optics to sit in, and this will still have ventilation. As for the bottom here, I'm going to have to mill out this outer layer, but that shouldn't be too bad. Have a Dremel, we'll cut. I want this to basically match that inner diameter, and I think that will work fine. All right, I'm now going to work on cutting this outer ring off because it's not needed. So I am going to start with a circular cut all the way around it. I have the basic cuts done. Now I need to smooth everything with sandpaper. I'm going to flatten this out. Just need to clean things up, and then I can epoxy it together. That should be perfect. This is the little motor and wheel assembly from inside the Snowman. This used to have a halogen bulb in it, but it blew, so I went and got a nice little LED light bulb. The motor still gets quite a bit of heat to it, so that's why we're doing all these little relief holes. The fiber optic trunk sits right here, and the color wheel lights up the fiber optics, and it goes to the different parts of the Snowman. Put this over it. Put this over it. Okay, I see a small problem that I can fix easily. These grates are too thick, so I need to notch the center here for this little nut. Otherwise, I think we'll be okay. All right. Awesome. Color wheel no longer touches anything. Now I can take this off, and I'm going to epoxy these pieces together. I've got clear epoxy here. I'm hoping it's enough. Epoxy is on, it is curing. I've made a mess with all my sticky fingers, but this is still going to get sanded again to smooth everything out. So I think that'll work pretty well. It's just going to cure overnight because it is getting quite late, and I'm going to run out of sunshine pretty soon. And it's New Year's Eve, so I'll go see some fireworks and friends and then get back to it tomorrow. So we are now January 2nd. I had to leave this sit all yesterday because this epoxy was still slightly tacky. So whenever I'd put the color wheel in here, it would touch this and stick. Took this inside, tried to fit it into the bottom of the Snowman and discovered an issue. I simply, whenever I got this, wanted to make sure that these lined up as close as I possibly could. And as I spin this around here, you'll see that, the PVC is just slightly thicker in diameter. Where these little flaps are with these screw holes, there are posts in the bottom of the Snowman that these screw holes screw into and fasten it into place. Then I have to figure out what I want to do with the inside screws, because that is how the color wheel fits down in here. It needs to be removable in order to replace the bulb with. But one of the changes I decided to make is we are going to cut this out, and I have a piece of fiberglass reinforced panel that I'm going to epoxy to the top of this. That's going to give me a lot more surface area, a lot more rigidity whenever the fiber optic trunk is attached to it. Okay, so I just cut those out. Now since I have the clearance with those bars being gone, then I don't have to worry about this tilt affecting anything. The fiber trunk can still go there. There will be plenty of clearance. So now I'm going to clean this up and then cut out the FRP board that's going to be epoxied to this. I'm going to glue that with just a bit of overhang, and then I'll trim it afterwards. Now that just has to sit for quite a while and cure, and then we can trim it and do all the final stuff. It is loads warmer out today than it was 2 days ago, so my epoxy has already dried and cured. Already went through and did my trim cuts on the edges here. Again, not worried about beauty because it's hidden inside the butt of a snowman. This is the snowman in question. Kids, if you're under the age of 18, you may want to look away. The snowman's butt. This is the fiber optic trunk I keep talking about. I'm simply going to make a hole that matches this diameter and then hot glue it to the top of this. As you can see, the screw mounts there, because of the thicker PVC, they don't quite match, so I need to come up with a different solution for that. Now I'm getting a little more involved. I decided to try to work on this ring outside of the snowman, and I'm just gently working on breaking the glue. Please don't break. Being as careful as I can. Perfect. Now I have this out, I can use it as a template to make everything work correctly. And actually, I may have just decided to do this a different way. Make 4 notches that this snaps down onto, epoxy them into place, I think we have our ticket. So I'm going to notch these out. This is then, I say, sorry, I know that's annoying. This is then going to slide down in there and snap into place. And then this will slide into the Snowman's rear end or bottom, whatever. And then these wires will go back into place. The fiber optic trunk will be installed through here. And then this piece is permanently affixed. Never have to worry about it. Okay, after notching, this is what I have. And then I'll epoxy this into place. Yes, that is going to work beautifully. Just doing some final double checking before I make all the final cuts and glues. So I wanted to make sure that the color wheel had plenty of room to move, and I can see exactly where I'm going to want to make my cut for the fiber trunk. And it's going to be right in here. Checking to see where I want to put my screw posts. I cut them off of the original bottom, and I am going to flatten them out and epoxy them on the inside here because of these flaps here need a place to mount to. So I have these notched for these mount holes. And then this snaps on there. And now for testing and making sure all is well, this should go this way. For the most part, we're doing pretty good. So sweet, that's going to work wonderfully. Alrighty, it's all glued up. Been drying for about a half hour. It's going to sit overnight before I do all the final cleanup on it. With a little bit of Dremel finessing, I got it all sitting flat the way it should be. These are okay to stick up because we have these legs here. Now I am going to drill down through here with tiny little Dremel drill bits, and then I have the original screws that are going to go back into it. These are going to be drilled at 1/16 at very slow speed. Perfect. It looks to me like it's right in here. So let's go about right here. Don't think it needs to be super exact because it's still going to get plenty of light. I have this piece that was a light bulb holder that's no longer usable. That's also the perfect diameter of the fiber optics. It's going to work better than it has for the last 4 years, so I'm going to take this all apart, cut this out, and then see where we're at. Use my extra security screws to hold that in place. I believe it will clear the color wheel. Got the screws in place. I just need to do a test fit of the electronics again. Got this mark is here for the wire, so everything else should just fit right into place. So you can see in there how far away the wheel is. Let's see how off I am on my estimation. Let there be light. And I am directly over the bulb. Perfect. Ugh, I need both hands. I'm probably gonna burn myself for the time being. Hot glue is not one of my favorite things to work with, but I have a ring around the outside here, and I have a ring around the outside here. I'm gonna clean this up just a bit. Once it solidifies a little bit more, and then we'll work on getting everything together. Okay, some wide angle here. Not worried about cleaning it up. Mom said she doesn't care because you don't ever see the inside of it. So it's just gonna stay raw like this. Have my hole drilled for the fiber optics to go through. The glue is in here and solidifying. This attaches to this, and that's gonna be the difficult part. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a blast. This fiber trunk only comes out so far, so I guess we gotta go inside this way. Oh, I lost a screw. Oh yeah, lots of fun. So, I know you can't see that well, but I actually have to do all the turning from inside the Snowman. Try to give you a better view here. All right, that's one. All right, wonderful. Now we line that up to the back. The bottom is what I almost said. We got a little bit of a twist in it, and that's fine. Oh, sugar cookies. I just broke something. Yep, my epoxy right here just broke. Both of these right here broke. Lovely. I will admit when I made a mistake. The only thing I did whenever I applied epoxy was apply it to the side of this post. I didn't give it anything to purchase to, so it's just sliding now. I don't want to push on it too hard, you can see it. So I'm going to drill diagonally through so the epoxy runs down into the hole and gives it something to grip onto, and I'll do that on all four of them. Okie dokie. It's not the prettiest, but it'll never be seen. Everything is now in place. The epoxy is hardened enough to work with where I can install the pieces. So I'm going to install the electronics and give it to my mom. And there it is in all its glory, with all of its other snowman pals. The holes in the PVC allow light through to light up the body just as it did before. The fiber optics light up in special places, and they wrap around in the scarf back to the head. So my mom went through her pictures and videos last night and discovered that the Snowman there has not worked since 2018. So it's finally back up and running, and she was very happy. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.